Show Health and Lifestyle. My name is Marie Yambo. Do interact with us on our social media handles at Marie Yambo at KBC Channel 1 on X and also KBC Channel 1 TV on Facebook. Here's a look at what's coming up.
When you're amongst other ladies or other women, when you talk about it, you feel you're not a complete woman. They should stop that with immediate effect. They should know that they are messing up with people's lives.
I want to feel like a woman. Adeline opens up about her traumatic experience with female genital mutilation.
8% of young girls who are cut actually die.
A surgeon's mission offering hope and healing to female genital mutilation FGM survivors. Female genital mutilation FGM has severe and lasting effects on its victims. The procedure, which involves the partial or complete removal of the external female genitalia, can lead to complications. We begin with Adeline's story. She is a survivor of female genital mutilation FGM. A harrowing experience sheds light on deep scars she had to carry all her life. She shares her excitement and hope for the future as she prepares to undergo reconstructive surgery. Adeline, not her real name, endured the painful procedure of female genital mutilation FGM at a very tender age.
It happened to me when I was young, at the age of 8, 9, if I remember. So I've lived with the condition for all those years. Currently, I'm aged 34. And I recall there were like 3 women. There was an old woman who was we can call her, she was the doctor of the day by then. And then other 2 women to hold you so that you don't run away. There was no nabbing that was done, so it was just done raw. So you just feel the pain. The pain was intense. It took some weeks to heal.
While those who practice FGM believe it instills good morals for the victims, it creates a deep, lasting emotional void.
As we grew up, we understood that there is something that was deprived of us as women. And when you're amongst other ladies or other women, when you talk about it, you feel you're not a complete woman. They should stop that with immediate effect. They should know that they are messing up with people's lives. And even if you heal the physical wound, the mental and social trauma will live with you for the better part of your life.
For years, Adeline struggled with an identity crisis, carrying the weight of both emotional and psychological trauma.
The biggest part of FGM torture is the psychological part. Because, for instance, when you go to hospital for gynecological checkup mostly, so everybody is looking at you in questions. When did it happen? Why was it done on you? Where do you come from? And so explaining yourself to people every other time can be somehow cause a psychological trauma.
Today is a big day for Adeline. She's one of the 60 women who qualified for clitoroplasty, a reconstructive surgery designed to repair the damage caused by FGM.
It is a day that I've waited probably for the last 27, 28 years. I'm feeling good. I'm anxious. I'm a little bit anxious, but I feel overjoyed. It's because I go home knowing now that I'm the woman I've always wanted to be.
I joined a team of doctors from the Mercy Foundation who are dedicated to helping restore what was taken away from her. The benefits of a woman having the clitoral restoration surgery is that, number one, it restores her identity as a woman. It also helps her to give birth naturally and avoid C-section, and also restores her sexual feeling. And after a successful 30 to 45 minute surgery, Adeline is now filled with hope for a brighter future.
I'm looking forward to restoring my womanhood, my dignity as a woman, and also restoring my esteem, because kinda FGM it is a whole roller coaster of emotions about your what do we call it, self-esteem. I'm curious to find what is the pleasure that they get for those who have not undergone FGM, because it is totally different according to the narratives that I get from those ladies who have not had FGM.
A mother of 3, she's dedicated to protecting her daughter from the harmful practice of FGM.
I think I'm very protective of her. I wouldn't want her to go through the same. And I wouldn't want anybody who think in that line come close to her.
Although she was fortunate to receive sponsorship for the surgery, the cost remains prohibitively high for many. Adeline is now advocating for greater public awareness and support to help others in need. Will she feel like a woman again? Well, that's a story for another day. FGM is viewed as a violation of human rights and an unacceptable form of gender-based violence. Public discourse is shifting towards advocating for education, legislation, and even medical intervention to protect those at risk and support survivors in their recovery. Let's get to listen what people said on Word on the Streets.
My name's Charity Chepkwemoy. I didn't know that there is that FGM reconstruction surgery. But if there is one, it will help a woman who has gone through that FGM to live a normal life. We all know that FGM is not good. And when it's not good, there is a part of a woman that might have been destroyed during that FGM. So once we do a reconstruction, the woman who has undergone it will be able to live a normal life, like any other woman who has not undergone it.
I'm called Douglas Nyongesa Walera, and currently I'm a student of pharmacy. The genital mutilation is a bad thing. It alters the structure of that organ, which is a birth canal. For all of us to be in this world, we came through that place. So anything that is done there, it mutilates it, it damages that part. It gives our mothers, our sisters, more pain when they are doing the delivery. And it doesn't add any value in terms of saying controlling their sexual urge. It totally distorts them. And it is a practice that is long gone, that is not useful, doesn't prevent any infections in the health life system. And that's why today I'm aware that the doctor who is carrying out a restoration process. And our sisters who have been affected, please don't shy, come out and get helped. It's good to have your proper dignity, which helps you to live a normal life as other people.
James Wangoma Shikuku. For me, I oppose such a practice and encourage the tribes that practice that to stop now the tradition. Although as we support our culture, but that culture, it's not health to our ladies.
On that note, we want to take a break, but we'll be back with much more, including Dr. Mercy Bowers. She explains to us about what this reconstructive surgery is all about. What FGM reconstructive surgery is all about. Well, Dr. Mercy Bowers is a renowned gynecological surgeon from the United States. With her foundation, the Mercy Bowers Foundation, she travels around the world performing reconstructive surgeries for victims of FGM. Dr. Mercy Bowers has also partnered with the University of Nairobi to train local doctors in addressing this issue. With over 200 million women at risk of FGM globally, Dr. Bowers is not new to the practice of FGM.
We are a nation of immigrants, and so we have patients from all over Africa, including areas that that still practice FGM. So Western Africa, Sudan, Mali, Guinea, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Mauritania. So all over, not just Kenya, Djibouti, Ethiopia. So many of the countries are represented, and those survivors of genital cutting are becoming aware that there are procedures that can restore that sense of not only identity, but the sexual sensation that comes.
The procedure she specializes in is called clitoral restorative surgery.
People think that with the FGM, the clitoris is gone, but actually 95% remains in even the worst case. So that means that there is sensitive tissue there. Sometimes the nerves have been shortened. Sometimes there's been infibulation where the opening is closed over. How the procedure is done is that the scar is divided. It can be brought to the surface, and with its shortened nerves, those nerves still conduct electricity. So as we found, by bringing those nerves to the surface, we reignite the feelings not only of identity, but also of sexual passion in many cases.
However, not all women qualify for this surgery, as there are various types of FGM.
Many do. Now, there are different, as you know, there are 4 basic types of classification as defined by the World Health Organization. And so the WHO classifies them into basically types 1 through 4. Type 1 being confined to the clitoris or the clitoral hood. Type 2 including the clitoris, but also the labia minora. And then type 3 is the one that's endemic in parts of northeast Kenya, in Somalia, in other regions. There are other regions also that do infibulation, where the opening is sewn and surgically closed. And of course then there's type 4, which ironically sounds the worst, but it actually is the least severe in terms of the anatomical alteration. And that is more of a ritual procedure where the clitoris is nicked or pricked or injured in some way.
Contrary to the misconception that the surgery is solely about sexuality, Dr. Bowers explains that it goes much deeper. It's about restoring a woman's identity and dignity.
And certainly intimacy is important in one's life, but the factor that motivates women most is the regaining of their womanhood, their identity.
While there are similarities between male circumcision and FGM, in that both are non-consensual procedures performed on infants, FGM has far more severe consequences. Unlike the foreskin in males, FGM mutilates an organ that is essential to a woman's sense of self.
In the case of male circumcision, there is very little sensory loss that comes with that, versus not only the procedure, but the intent is to take away a woman's sexuality, to take away her sense of pleasure and feeling in the area. So it's denying someone of something that we think is a basic human sense, like smell or sight or something. You could live without it, but the world is better if you are able to experience some pleasurable sensations.
And whether east or west, FGM causes far more harm than good.
We don't judge the practice. It is a cultural tradition and people make up their own mind about that. But the harm that it does to women and girls, the stories of feeling that they have been denied their identity, trusted people in their lives, that celebrate this as a coming of age, but then inflict this pain on these young girls. And people also aren't aware sometimes that 8% of young girls who are cut actually die. They perish because this is not an area this is a very dangerous area, and so someone can bleed to death if the cut is too deep.
FGM is a deeply ingrained cultural practice with long-lasting effects, leaving victims with scars that last a lifetime. For Dr. Bowers, this work is not just a profession, it's a calling.
I suppose there are people in life where they only do something if they get paid for it. I think that the calling to do something of a higher magnitude, I think, is special. And so when I see the joy and the look that women have in their eyes and the hope that is given by this procedure as well, it was very easy when I was first asked to participate in this procedure.
We've come to the end of the program, and if you did not know that there is reconstructive surgery for FGM survivors, well, now you know. On behalf of everyone who made this program possible, the production team, our guests, and the team of doctors, we say thank you for your time and for participating in the program. And if you've missed any part of this program, remember, you can always head to our YouTube channel where you can watch the entire program. My name is Marie Yambo, and I hope to see you again next week.